Of course, I wasn't here when my grandparents first joined the First United Methodist Church back in 1917 when they moved here. But there have been three persons that I've thought of that I'd like to highlight as legacies. The first is Lewis Miller. Lewis was the father of Dale Miller and the grandfather of Larry Miller, and he was also my high school Sunday school class teacher, and he was so active in this church. He was such a good, true Christian. In fact, he never even cut his wheat on Sunday, even though it was ready, but he believed in the Christian principle that Sunday's a day of rest and to praise God and Jesus Christ, and he needed to do that even though his wheat was in the wheat field. The Bass family had built the first church, and in fact Heine was head and president of the Bass Construction Company when they constructed our sanctuary that we have now. And he even, I brought a copy of it, wrote a book called Methodism in Enid. If some members of our church would like to check out one of these books, you can really see the legacy of Heine Bass, who wrote from the beginning when our church first had a church service in a tent in 1893 upon the opening of the Cherokee Strip, and then above a saloon in the various buildings. And he wrote all the history of Methodism in Enid from the beginning until about 1960. Truman Miller was the president and CEO of the Surveyor organization, which was a civilian organization to support Vance Air Force Base in the 40s and 50s and up through 1960. Well, Truman was a member of our church back then, and there was quite a debt, as you can imagine, when our present beautiful sanctuary was built in 1960. And the slogan was debt-free in '63. Well, we just about didn't make it, but Truman Miller gave so generously. I don't remember exactly, but it seemed like an awful lot of money to finish that, and sure enough, our church became debt-free in '63. I think it's allowed the church to really grow. We've had, I'm not sure exactly, but I think about 150 new members or more in the past 2 or 3 years. And certainly these legacies, if we had not had these members and these families that I've mentioned, and many, many more, that's just too numerous, we wouldn't have this wonderful structure that we have today. And not only the structure, because the church, of course, is a people. And it's increased that, and we've just got to realize that a church doesn't grow unless there's change. And we've had this change in our blended service, which has worked out well by attracting many new members. So by these legacies, I think that our change is encouraging and that we have grown and hopefully will continue to grow. I think by working together, both the older folks who are still here and especially encourage the young ones, because they're the ones of the future of the church. It's not the old people like me in their 80s and up above, but the young ones that have recently become, as they grow and become more involved, then our church will grow and we can serve more people, and we can serve in the name of God and Jesus Christ. And I think that's what is really important.